Beaming into Creation's 56-year mission tour to Las Vegas. This is Trekzone's 2022 Vegas or Bust Tour.
We knew her as Leeta in Deep Space Nine. Of course, it's Chase Masterson.
This is a Trekzone Conversation.
Welcome back to another edition of a Trekzone Conversation, continuing Vegas or Bust coverage as the end is in sight for the 2022 convention. I'm thrilled and excited to be joined by Chase Masterson on this edition. Chase, thanks for a little bit of your time today.
Thank you so much, Matthew, and hello everybody at Trekzone.
I love it. You are one fabulous lady that has been across Deep Space Nine and a couple of fan productions as well. You do so much work. What's it like to be at conventions and see all these people coming up to see you and buy autographs?
It's so surreal, Matt. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to be with these people who understand and appreciate the show for all the right reasons. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations, and the fun and adventure of the Prime Directive, and of creating a better tomorrow. And that is what I love best about Star Trek. It's what I've always loved most about the show, and meeting the fans and being here at these events comes in as a close second. It's wonderful.
Now, Deep Space Nine, I was doing a quick dive while we were waiting to chat with you into your background and how you got started on the show. Originally going to be the girlfriend for Jake Sisko, but then had a character created for you. What was that sort of journey like to get started?
Well, it's an interesting story, actually, because I had been new in Los Angeles and I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know how to break into the business. But I heard at that point particularly, it still happens, but more so then, that if you went to a casting director showcase, you could meet casting directors who might then call you in for an audition, and then you could possibly have a chance at getting cast. And I was new in town and I didn't have the money to go to these casting director workshops, so I made a deal with one of them and said, I will help you get other people to take your workshops if you let me take them for free. And one of the people that they allowed me a certain number of free workshops, one of the people that I chose to meet was Ron Surma. And that's because I knew that Star Trek was such an incredible legacy job. I knew that it was not only an incredible show with beautiful stories, but it was also something where the fans were very involved, very loyal, and I just wanted to be a part of all of that. And so I auditioned and I came in the final two for the role of Marta, who was Jake's girlfriend in the second season. And Jake was 16 and she was 20 and I'm not, and so I really was so brokenhearted when they chose the other girl, so close and so far away, And then I auditioned one more time for that casting director at another showcase, and within 2 weeks I was notified that they had written a role for me, and that role was Leeta, and here we are today. And I am so grateful. It's just an absolute dream for an actor. And it's also, I think, to me, it says something about following our dreams. It says something about doing the best that we can toward whatever goal that we have. And even if it isn't something that looks like it'll pay off right away, just to keep on working toward what it is you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, being a guest actress on the show across the last 5 seasons, never any guaranteed work, but was it always nice to get that phone call to come back and have another episode?
Thank you. It was always wonderful and truly an honor that we were not contracted. Matt Grudenchik and Aaron Eisenberg, who's now passed, and several of us were recurring characters with no contract, so they could have killed us off at any time. They didn't have to keep us. So the fact that they did keep us is such an honor.
And becoming an integral part of the show as well, this extended family that Deep Space Nine had, and the way that the stories were sort of told, being the station that people would come and visit, and we would catch up with people, and towards the end becoming such a part of the crew, and caring about the storylines and having that evolving storyline, and Leeta's husband going off and becoming the Grand Nagus of the Ferengi, the Ferengi. Just incredible, a journey to be had.
I'm absolutely right with you. I mean, Leeta had such a lovely arc, going from a Dabo girl who was just supposed to be, just a casino girl, to becoming a compassionate, outspoken advocate for working people, and to stand up against the big boss, and to do what's right, and to have honor and integrity, and to be in a relationship which was basically, it was an inter-species relationship, and it was really beautiful that Leeta loved the guy who was only pretty on the inside, because she saw who he was. She saw his heart, his mind, his sweetness, and all his potential as well. But she saw who he was even then, and knew that he was the best guy around. And I'm so grateful to have worked with Max Kredenchik, because he's such an incredibly talented actor. And if you ever get to see him, or any of us at a convention, I hope you'll come say hello. I hope Max and I are both there. And it's a whole journey of a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Well, let's quickly touch on about a decade ago now, forming the Pop Culture Hero Coalition. Just quickly reading my notes, a non-profit organisation that works to combat bullying, racism, misogyny, cyberbullying, all forms of bullying and hate, incorporating superheroes and other pop culture icons for schools and local communities. What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I see the incredible ability that pop culture has to change hearts and minds and lives. I mean, what Gene Roddenberry did in the 60s is still happening so thoroughly now, where fans and people who become fans stand up for these principles of IDIC and these credos of everyone getting to be exactly who they are, and for us honoring and upholding and celebrating and promoting each other's human rights. And that's something that I thoroughly, wholeheartedly believe in. And it's also something that I see two things. It's kind of late if we try to teach these things or spread these credos when people are older. It's so much easier when people's hearts and minds are malleable. And it's way more fun for kids to learn inclusion and other mental health skills. And I do want to say these are mental health skills. People who are mentally healthy, as I said, uphold each other's human rights. And so in order to do that, there's a whole lot of other mental health skills that help to make that happen. Healthy identity, people who cut off each other's human rights don't have a very high self-esteem. People who bully each other don't have a high self-esteem or self-regard. And so what we teach is healthy identity and mindfulness and self-compassion and ending conflict in healthy ways, communication, whether social media is funny or mean, the difference between social conflict and bullying. And it's a huge 32-lesson plan program that we use with pop culture icons. So we use Wonder Woman to help teach how to solve conflicts, healthy conflict resolution. We use Spider-Man with kids to help teach them resilience, because Spider-Man had to learn resilience after his uncle was killed. And we use Mulan to help us teach little kids mindfulness, and Supergirl to help teach us identity, because she was an alien who came from another planet and felt like a fish out of water. And don't we all? So these are concepts that are taught in a fun way, and I hope to bring this work to Australia. I've actually made some inroads toward that. I hope we can. But right now it's working here in the U.S. We are the mental health organization for children and parents at YMCA nationwide, and we'll be expanding that work to more YMCAs soon. And I'm just nothing but grateful. The work is supported by our Be Kind campaign, which is t-shirts that say be kind and kindness is power. And I'm just going on about it now, but we hope you'll check out our work online at popculturehero.org and come on board in whatever way you can. We'd love your involvement and your support.
Very important work, especially in these days and these uncertain times. A huge congratulations on that, and seeing it grow over the last decade. Absolutely awesome stuff, and hopefully we can see it out in Australia really soon. That is the Pop Culture Hero Association. Chase, thanks so much for beaming into Trekzone today from Vegas. I'll let you go and pack up now. It is the end of the convention, so thanks again for your time. Thanks for beaming in and having a Trekzone conversation.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.